If you caught the show last week, you saw that we did a little bit of
trick-or-treating.
Celebrating Halloween. We did a lot of deer hunting.
Just completely dead. I'd like to make something actually dead today.
Kip and Josh gonna be happy about this.
And on my one opportunity I got at the end of the week, let's just say it, I missed.
Dad. Oh, I shot him with a 40-yard pin. I shot him with the wrong daggone pin.
Well, this week we're heading back to Ohio to get a little bit of redemption.
Classic case of no blood trail required.
We had to go to Illinois, so we took a trip up there.
No. Blood, baby. That's what we like.
And now that we're back in Ohio, the rut is in full effect.
This Ohio trophy hunt turned into a Virginia squirrel killing in a hurry.
Bucks are acting stupid chasing does, and there's still plenty of those giant bucks that we had on trail camera last week.
It's a good time to be in Ohio. Just gotta get it done. Gotta believe.
Well, somehow we find ourselves in the exact same position we were in last year. Didn't get one killed in Ohio. We came to Illinois, we killed a buck in Illinois pretty quick, headed back to Ohio, and we're doing the exact same thing. I killed a deer on the second day.
I wonder what the odds of that happening 2 years in a row are. I'm hoping if it works out, we're gonna kill an 8-pointer in 2 days.
It never works out like you planned it, so back to Ohio. All right, well, somehow we made it back to Ohio. We just parked our rig down at the cabin, put the ram at the cabin, unloaded stuff real quick. We've got maybe an hour of good light left, so we're gonna get back in the same tree stand where I missed that daggone 9-pointer at 30 yards. See if I can't use my right pin this time.
We only had about 2 hours of daylight left when we got there, so we had to scramble to get in the tree stand, and we saw Mr. Munn halfway across the bean field.
We weren't going very long, were we, Homer?
I thought, who are these guys? That's what we were worried about. I was like, man, I hope somebody didn't take a shot at us or something. You better get with it.
We better get. Appreciate the scouting report.
Okay.
Maybe he'll come up here.
Turns out he gave us a pretty good scouting report. He said he saw some nice bucks in and around the area where I shot at my 9-pointer last week. I rattled just a little bit, and here comes this great big old 10-pointer.
See the 10? He's a giant. You don't get many opportunities like that. He was at 50 yards, 52 yards right there. But he was there. He was right there before I could get my darn bow off the hanger. He just ran out in the field. I was like looking up the corner of this field, and I looked back and he was right there.
Oh, I wanted to shoot this deer so bad. I just could not get a shot that far away, and I had sticks and limbs, and there was only certain places I could get a shot at him. And the one place that he stopped real good for me, I had stuff obstructing me. I know you can see him in the camera, but I just couldn't get an arrow through that oak tree and feel good enough about a 60-yard shot. Although I wanted to force one through there after the bad luck we'd had, I held off and let him slide, and I think it was the right call. That next morning, we decided we'd hunt the only stand that I've ever killed a deer in Ohio out of. It's no doubt a great place to catch bucks cruising during the rut.
We're still in Ohio. It's day whatever. And I'm back here in the same stand. I killed my giant 8-pointer right there last year. Same wind, same glorious November day.
On our return trip to Ohio, we find out our good friends are out there hunting. The brothers Copenhaver, Adam and Ben, are out there in a different piece of ground, and they're having some real good luck in Ohio, seeing a bunch of deer. This one 8-pointer in particular steps out, and he's a stud, man. And Adam and Ben saw this deer just about every day. It seemed like whenever they hunted this stand, he'd walk under this stand and vice versa.
Got him one yesterday. It was just the wrong one. We could see to this one, and that was just a giant right in front of it. So this morning we're sitting up here and try to put him down and see what happens.
And just like a big buck will do, this big 8-pointer snuck up on them and busted them before they could really get the camera on them for a shot.
Well, my fall from grace was a sight to see.
And the last day, the last night, we've been hunting all week long.
A daggone 8-pointer that big, it's heartbreaking watching that thing run away.
And all I asked for sure ain't what I got now.
They might have got busted by the big trophy buck, but I'm gonna tell you right now, these two Pennsylvania rednecks are not gonna stop before they fill the freezer.
Took all I got and there ain't much left of me.
That's an unlucky doe stepping out right there.
Barely held together by a few old threads. Hey, I'm still here. There ain't much left to see, no. Well, I'm still holding on and there ain't much left of me, no. Thought that I'd hit bottom, but I ain't there yet.
That's exactly what should happen to that 8-point that just came in.
What's funny about this doe is it only had one ear. I saw that before I shot her, and I'll tell you what, you can get incredibly disappointed, incredibly down after missing encounters with those big deer, but my only recommendation is just put that smile back on your face, shoot the next doe that shows up.
They've been out running all night, full moon. So hopefully they'll be wandering back in. The moon's setting right now. It's a good spot, man. I told you it's a good spot. Oh, that's a buck chasing a doe, I think.
Well, a buck definitely did chase a doe right by us, and he did come within 10 yards of our tree stand. He just wasn't quite the buck we were looking for. I saw this squirrel run up a tree, and it kind of made me hungry. And I figured, you know, we've been in Ohio too daggone long, it's time to shoot something. I grazed him on the first shot, but I got him with the second one.
Well, my fall from grace was a sight to see. Nobody even cared what became of me.
That second shot, that plumb near cut him in two.
That's a $44.99 squirrel right there. I think the best way to show that squirrel is in a pretty montage of beautiful scenery and then just him popping in the tree.
And you can see by this high-speed replay that when you hit a squirrel with a rage hypodermic, your skinning job is already halfway done.
Ain't much left of me. I've been knocked down, drug out and left for dead. Barely held together by a few old threads. Hey, I'm still here. There ain't much left to see, no. Well, I'm still holding on. She's got a new sundress.
What a beautiful morning to be in the deer woods, man. We just knew something was gonna happen. We settled into a spot, man. It's a beautiful, beautiful piece of hardwoods. It's real open, you can see a long way. And we figured if nothing else, we'd lay down some pretty good footage. We definitely got close to some deer right off the bat. These two fawns came in and camped out right under our tree stand.
I was debating on whether to shoot one or both of the yearlings and make some slippers out of them. And a great big buck came chasing a doe over the hill.
Now this was a nice 8-pointer that we spotted. No doubt a deer I would shoot if he'd give me the opportunity. He didn't want to hear nothing about my grunt call. He was chasing that hot doe.
I didn't get really much of a look at him other than in my rangefinder. Josh said he's a big 8-pointer. We used to have a stand hung right where that buck just ran. We moved it all the way over here because we were seeing more deer over here last year. We've really got tonight and maybe tomorrow. I don't know what to do.
So the next day we decided we were just going to take our climbers and go back in there and get amongst them.
We wanted to sit all day because it is a rut, but our buddy Mike said that he has seen a pile of bucks in this one little area running does around this thicket. Got the X-stand climbers. This is when having a light climber comes into play because I got my backpack. I got on more clothes than I'd need for some kind of Alaskan adventure. And so we're going to get back in this thicket a little bit.
Speaking of lying, well, I told a few. And they say that's not what Jesus would do. Well, I've been tempted, red, white, and blue, but you'll understand when you're in my shoes.
We heard some deer running around in the thicket, so I grunted a few times, and all of a sudden, a big buck pops out. Turns out it's the big 13-pointer that we've been looking for. What's that old big 13 gonna come to my grunt call for? I mean, he's a pimp. He's got ladies with him. He doesn't have to worry about me. Why would he go fight somebody else for a girl that he's already got? It just doesn't make sense whether you're a deer or a human. They were coming right for us, and they did get close. They got within 60 yards, but I just never had a clear shot. Well, the next morning, we took our X-stand climbers and eased in the dark. We got in there as quietly and as quickly as we could, hung a stand about 65 to 70 yards away from the tree stand we saw the big 13 in. We spotted a doe busting down through the woods, and sure enough, a little buck was chasing her. We're sitting there, and all of a sudden I hear something I thought was a snort wheeze, and you see this little buck tear out of there, man.
There's a buck right there. Break him up, break him up. That's that big 8-pointer. He's coming. He's coming. I can't shoot him on that trail. Dang on it.
deer was leaving, so I hit the bleed call a couple times. He finally stopped, and I hit it one more time, so I was sure he heard me. And man, he came on a chain right to the tree.
He's coming. He's coming. Hard shot him, 1/4 little bit of a dangerous shot, but look, he's 20 yards. Pocket of his shoulder was wide open. I saw his heart like he was see-through, baby. We are tagged out in Ohio, and it's a good feeling. Hashtag adrenaline coming out of my ears. That is a stud 8-pointer, baby. Me and Josh saw him. I called it. We saw him. We saw him in. I called him in. I'm so shook up. I mean, heart shot do you ever love in snot out of that buck right there. I was so confident. If they take that step and they leave that leg back, they get that whole brisket area, there ain't no shoulder, there ain't nothing there. People will tell you it's an unethical shot. Hey, going to Kansas. Wow.
When we got down out of the tree, man, I've never seen a blood trail like this. It was intense.
Y'all careful at home now, careful. Don't get it on you. Because there's so much here it could come through the TV. That's the beauty of the rage hypodermic right there. Went in, buried in all the way up almost to Fletching. That thing flies just like a field tip. Shot it out to 100 yards, flies the same. Penetrates obviously very well. Another good poking young 8. That's a good mature deer right there. Look at his beam, long old main beams. Big tall 2s. He's got good 3s. That's why I think he was, I recognized him from yesterday or the other day when we filmed him. He's got matching or even taller 3s almost.
Man, we went down and recovered a deer. We were so excited to have our second Ohio buck bow kill.
I can't get away from an 8-pointer this year. I swear, they follow me around. That's fine with me too.
Old Mikey Baker came back in there to check on us. I had texted him earlier and said that we might have got one down.
Congratulations again.
Thank you, man. I appreciate it.
2 years in a row, man.
You better believe it.
It was so cool to come back and see the Munns and tell them that we had been successful again. And that night, it was time to build a big old bonfire and celebrate. If you've never hunted, much less hunted the rut, you guys don't know what you're missing. And you know what, God willing, next year I'll be back in Ohio with family and good friends to enjoy it all again.